All right, this is a watch list video for Tuesday, which is going to be April 5th, 2016. If you watched the video last night, I said a lot of times after you get a wide range day or pretty good range on the SPY, the next day you get kind of a quiet day. And it was a quiet day. There wasn't a lot of range in the SPY. I'm going to put this up here real quick, though. I mean, we had an amazing day in the channel. Wayne was on fire today, so if you want to freeze frame this, I'm not going to leave it up there. But we had some great low-risk entries, and the teamwork just keeps getting better and better in there. So it's almost always somebody finding something that's setting up. So really nice day in there. And here is the list that I'm going to start with for tomorrow. But yeah, let's start with Smith & Wesson, SWHC. I mean, this thing was over 30 bucks a couple weeks ago, and a pretty good sell-off today. I think somebody said it got a few downgrades. I'd like to see another day of selling, but you do have some consolidation to the left. Actually, if this were to open and sell off in the morning, I might be looking for a reversal. But I'm already going to start to watch that for a bounce because I don't think this thing goes much lower. I would love to see it get down to this 200-day, the recent support at 20, but I'd be surprised if it does. That could be a good grab. I'm not an investor, I'm a trader, but I'd still be interested in it down in that area near 20 for a trade. Absolutely. So anyway, I want to watch that for a bounce. I think a lot of times when sellers get a hold of something on an intraday basis, it just can't bounce. They just win all day, but a lot of times the next day you get a bounce. So this is the story behind the gun manufacturers. Gun sales have been through the roof. So I do think this is a good one to watch. I don't see a lot more downside here. I think it's a good one to watch for a bounce, but keep in mind I'm a trader, so it's not investment advice. GNCA gave a nice another inside day, but a green candle after this huge move on Thursday, selling off on Friday, and then today a nice little bounce. This was called in the chat room. If you look at that list I just put up, Wayne gave the trade idea at 637 with a dime stop, and it went to 708 from there without stopping out. I think this is worth watching for more upside because you just have the huge pop, lower high again. You see it's getting more and more narrow. Could also break to the downside, but I think this is worth watching for a continuation of the bounce today. MOMO, a nice volume spike and closed pretty darn strong. Now, this isn't a great chart. It's not like it's near breakout. But when you go to intraday, this thing had this initial pop, a flag, and then a huge pop on volume. And you know what? Closed near its highs. So that makes me want to watch it for a follow-through or maybe a red to green tomorrow, something like that. You might have another day in it. STXS, a big breakout today. Now, normally I would say, well, even now I'll say, I don't really want to become a chaser. But this one had a huge move back here, and then the second day gave a really nice percentage move, even though by the end of the day it had given most of it back. It's a fairly low float stock, so this has me wanting to watch this one for a potential red to green tomorrow. FIT. Wayne also gave us this one in chat, 1507. It went all the way to 1575 on 20 cents risk that didn't stop out. Now, if you zoom in, FIT has been super strong, and I think we called it this day and had a really nice move in it. You have kind of a recent high here at 1591, and then it came up and sort of started to challenge it. But if you take today's candle out of it, right, it looks like, okay, it's putting in a lower high and it's going to go back down. So I like the fact that this is right back up. So 1576 would be a break of today's high. And that would also be a break of Friday's high because Friday's high was 1572. So FIT is actually, looking like it's probably bottomed and it could be up from here. So if it gets through today's high, again, 1576, you look to the left, you have a high of 1591 like a week and a half ago. So if you get 1576, you might break through this, what we call a secondary catalyst, over 1591. And then we'd have to see if it could battle through the whole number 16. But this chart feels like it's bottomed, so I think it's worth watching for a pop tomorrow. And AREZ, pretty nice base here for, 2 weeks or so, and closing near the highs of that range. A little bit of extra volume today. Let's look at it on an intraday basis. Strong close there, strong close, strong run into the close. Generally, I'd like to see this flag for a few days now, but I think it might be worth watching for a follow-through day tomorrow. That's it. I'm not in love with this list, but hopefully we'll find some morning gappers as a group. We watch for those in the pre-market, and hopefully we can find some that give our setups that we look for and some volume plays and news plays throughout the day as well. So I'll leave it at that, and we'll talk to you guys tomorrow.